Welcome to all of you. In this video, I want to share an example of SINAMICS S120 PROFINET connection to LabVIEW. The most important advantage of this application is flexibility and friendly user interface, which can be used easily for different applications, where the request it's following with highly precision, the speed ramp, position and torque control of the Siemens servo drive. Besides SINAMICS S120 components, we use starter commissizing software, TIA portal software, LabVIEW software, PROFINET cable, licenses drive Siemens PROFINET and PCI cards PROFINET. Overview of the automation task. The following diagram provides an overview of the connection. Description of the automation task. LabVIEW is a graphic programming system from National Instruments. LabVIEW programs are called virtual instruments or simply VIs. They comprise two components. The front panel accommodates the user interface. The block diagram shows the graphic program code. LabVIEW is frequently used as calculation and simulation tool for test stands. In order to integrate real hardware, exempli converters, into the simulation or measurement, it is necessary that this hardware is directly connected to LabVIEW. Frequency: it is sufficient to operate the SINAMICS drive with closed-loop speed or torque control, or to use the integrated basic positioner without placing any real-time demands on the communication. PROFINET is one of the options available for establishing a connection between SINAMICS converters and LabVIEW via a standard Ethernet interface. This application allows this communication path to be used. Schematic: the application comprises a DLL, which is integrated in LabVIEW and which is executed there. This provides functions for communication with PROFINET inputs and outputs devices directly from LabVIEW. SINAMICS G S-series PROFINET connection with LabVIEW. For the first thing, we need to access the Siemens online support page on the following address. Here we can find the documentation procedure and example application projects of SINAMICS converter with PROFINET interface connection with the LabVIEW software from National Instruments. The application supports you when connecting SINAMICS converters with PROFINET interface to the LabVIEW software from National Instruments. Also within user available, we can download the documentation, which included all the steps in order to set up the connection with LabVIEW, and also a list of errors appeared in application. Download LabVIEW library. Here we will find a project prepared with virtual instruments ready to work with DLL dynamic link library tied into LabVIEW based on the product PROFINET driver for controller. This facilitates cyclic I/O communication via any network interface of the PC being used. LabVIEW operates in this case as PROFINET controller. An interface to the LabVIEW has been created via the inputs and outputs base user programming interface. Downloading starter project, we can start to configure on the control unit of the converter, what type of hardware components we used, create topology, select type of communication, and in the final to write the project in the internal memory of control unit. Download the TIA portal project. In this software we need to configure the same topology project like in the starter software, as in the end to compile an XML file used by LabVIEW to know what kind of hardware configuration and type of communication we will use to have change of information with the converter and PC. All of the PROFINET inputs and outputs devices available in the hardware catalog of the TIA portal can be incorporated. TIA portal software. For your automation projects, the TIA portal offers two different working views that provide fast access to the toolbox and the individual project components, like Portal View and Project View. In the project view, select the network connection between station and SINAMICS S120, version 4.7 via PROFINET. Here is a structured view of all components of a project. In the project view, the various editors are available that you can use to create and edit the corresponding project components. If we select Station and open the device view, we will find PC Station and PROFINET interface with a static IP address. In the SINAMICS device view, it is configured the control unit S120 with the selected port used for communication and the PROFINET interface set with a specific static IP address. Also, it is included the control unit for power module and the servo drive, which use a specific Siemens telegram address for communication with LabVIEW application. All of the PROFINET inputs and outputs devices available in the hardware catalog of the TIA portal can be incorporated. The application is primarily intended to control SINAMICS converters. After the configuration has been completed, the LabVIEW PC station must be compiled. In the Device and Networks view, select the station and in the Edit menu, select the Compile function. After compilation has been completed, the configuration XML required for LabVIEW is provided in the following directory. The XML file generated need to be copied in this directory, user.lib, pnio. Starter project. It is an engineering software to configure the SINAMICS S120. This example shows how you can generate drive project using the starter commissioning tool. Commissioning interface need to be configured with the right converter port X150, specific IP address and the PCI board which we want to use for communication. Check PROFINET device name S120 to be exactly like in TIA portal project. Check Telegram configuration. You then transfer the drive project via a communication interface to the control unit of the drive. On the SINAMICS S120, the drive intelligence is combined with closed-loop control functions into control units. These units are capable of controlling drives in the vector, servo, and VF modes. They also perform the speed and torque control functions plus other intelligent drive functions for all axes on the drive. After control unit and servo drive has been configured, need to add in expert list all the functions used for communication and command. The control unit has detected the connected motor module and the SMI motor during the automatic configuration process. The device data have been transferred to the control unit. The control unit has automatically entered the correct device data into the parameters required to operate the components. The sample project is now ready to commission. In the final, when the project is complete configured, we will go in online mode and we will write the project to the target system and load to the programming groups. From this moment we have full control in speed and torque to the servomotor. For data exchange between the programming device (PG, PC) and the control unit (CU), an Ethernet interface is used in the example, which is integrated into each SINAMICS S120 device. The programming device and the drive are switched on and connected to each other via a data line. Using the LabVIEW application, the structure of the application example is explained in this section, and you are shown how to operate the LabVIEW user interface. As shown in the diagram, the user interface comprises three components. The first component is used to operate the PROFINET controller. The second component is used to operate the basic positioner via direct setpoint input (MDI) upper axis of the S120 demonstration case. The third component is used to operate the speed-controlled axis lower axis of the S120 demonstration case. If we go in the front panel, we will find the user interface. Enter the MAC address of the network interface, which should be used for the PROFINET communication, in the field MAC address of the first component of the LabVIEW user interface of the application example VIS. The MAC address must be entered in the following format: set switch start of the first component of the LabVIEW user interface to on. Start the execution of the VIs. From this point, the control drive can be used easily for different applications where the request it's following with highly precision the speed ramp, position and torque control of the servo drive. Thank you for your interest.